Hi guys, it's been a while since I've done a pick a card reading, so I thought I would just do a quick check-in to see where we're at energetically and what's happening between now and the end of 2024. It's already been quite a wild year, I think, and I feel like we're all just a bit bamboozled about lots of energies around us, particularly on the world stage. And I thought, let's just see where we're at and if there's any messages for you in your life and what's going to happen in the next, I don't know, is it 8 weeks till the end of the year? Let's see. End of 2024. What do you need to know? So let's get 3 cards. Is that 3? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, card number 1. Find your new normal. Take off the shit-colored glasses, pile number 1. I think that's my pile. Pencil it into your schedule. The power of serenity is now. And pile number 3. Take a 5-minute mental vacation. I won't read this out loud. It's yeah. It's that time. Okay, I'll see you in the readings. Hi, pile 1. So yeah, take off the shit-colored glasses. Find your new normal. What's happening? I feel like you've been sort of in survival mode, it seems like, with all of these base chakra colors. You're sort of too stuck in the here and the now, and it's almost like we almost just need to, literally, find your new normal. It's like, how do we get a little bit of an elevated look at your situation? How do we get out of all of this chaos right now? What is happening between now and Christmas that you need to hear? Where should you be, I guess, what's the vision? What should you be seeing right now? Okay, let's get an oil to start. Thank you. Rosewood, sustainability, energy and strength to sustain the journey, perseverance, commitment, 44. Well, I mean, that makes sense already. Pile number 1. You are in it, aren't you? You're definitely in it, and it feels never ending. And it's almost like you have to sustain it no matter what. You don't actually have the choice to take a breather. It is what it is. And yeah, perseverance is on the menu, it seems. But let's see if we can get you to see a higher perspective, maybe even give you hope to endure the perseverance of this situation. So can we help pile 1? What energies are around pile 1? The Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Oh my God, I just feel choked up. And pile 1. Okay, so we're starting to make sense of all of this, right? It's been a whole lot. It's definitely been a whole lot. It's almost broken you, it seems. I feel like it's almost like you've even been carrying this a lot more than what people can see around you. It's definitely been a journey. It's definitely been almost a dark night of the soul. It's tore you up. It's almost been unreal, the copious amounts of stress that you've probably been under. And there's been no choice but to like bite down on leather and get through it. And the good news is that if you're at this reading, it means that you're already starting to take those glasses off. It's like you're almost starting to see a new horizon, a new version of your life, a new episode, a new chapter. And it's almost like learning to be human in the world, but not of it. It's almost like you have to, whatever this new version of your future is looking like, maybe by the end of the year, it's almost been a lesson on how to sort of encapsulate yourself away from it, stay on your higher plane. It's like you had to endure it. There was no choice. It wasn't like you could, manifest your way like instantly out of the chaos or this situation. It's had to go through the process, but now you're learning to sort of separate yourself. It's like you have cut away some of this. This has been a vortex of like hard shit, no joke. It's been a battle, but it's always been in your highest good. So if you can just hold on to that small slither of that sort of spiritual thing that you can really only hold on, that faith that you can only hold on when you feel like you can't or haven't had the ability to be part of your story any longer, or this situation, but that you know that you can sort of almost extract yourself out of it, even if it's just emotionally and mentally and spiritually at this moment in time, even if it means that for the last few hundred meters or few days or chapters or weeks of the situation, you have to go through it physically for whatever reason. So this could be health, it could be a breakup, it could be just a total shit show, it could be just an unusual story that it almost feels like such a unique story that it's not even part of normal people's expectation of hard lifeness. It doesn't seem so mundane as like losing a jaw. It's definitely out of this world kind of stress that you've been dealing with. It's been next level for sure. Let's get more cards for you, pile one. See if we can see a way out of this for you. What is your next steps? Pile one, let's please help pile one see what's happening. Okay, we have encouragement and wishing well. Well, yeah, I guess the card's saying it's time to make a new wish, like it's almost when you kind of get your head out of the story, it's also been open to seeing what support is around you, that you might not have to carry the rest of the burden of this journey by yourself, that there is perhaps a earth angel, whether it's a stranger or a known party. There is someone that you just need to be aware of, or even if it is just your faith, maybe it's a spiritual guide, maybe you're getting that nudge and that niggle, someone is there. It's almost like, if this isn't like an actual human around you, it is your spirit guide going, it's okay, you've been finding your legs. It's like this has been a journey. It's been a rocky road. It's not been easy. You've been really vulnerable in this time. You may not have even felt you had the experience for this kind of perspective of life. You were too busy in the trenches of it, but now you've elevated yourself. Like, just think of this long neck of giraffe. It's like your perspective, your shit-colored glasses are coming off. You've elevated yourself already spiritually, even if you feel you're not quite there yet. It's on the way. It's just like, again, sustainability has been the key or the tool to this situation. But yeah, there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and But it's time to see a new future. It's time to, uncover, unmask, Interesting. Okay, let's get a couple of more oracle cards. For pile one. The Sun. Open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. Wow. You know, it's so true. I really believe, like, if we could sort of look at our life as like a pendulum swing, that it's like to equal, like, what is that? The cause and effect. Like, once you pull back into like a really shitty story of your human existence, whatever Earth School has in store for you, however you've been pulled back into that, the like opposite pendulum swing to joy. It's like whatever growing pains you had to go through in that story, like it's a totally happy ending. It's bright future. It's so bright that the sun has to come out and reveal itself to you. It's almost life-changing, actually. It's not just life-changing for now, but it was like the last hurdle to learn to project your future, the future you that you couldn't quite see yet. It's almost like this lesson had to happen because it's the lesson that's going to be in your toolbox for the rest of your life. Whatever you learned or endured or whatever you learned from in this situation, it totally sets you up for a bright future. Now, like I said, I feel like if you're at this reading, you kind of already are ready to hear it. If I tried to tell you that, don't worry, it's going to be all sunny in the middle of this, you wouldn't have heard it, you wouldn't have wanted to hear it, and you would have probably, switched the video off. But I feel like your energy has already started to prime this bright future. It's like this light that you're kind of been having to almost carve your way out of a really heavy terrain, but the future is definitely getting bigger and brighter. Can we ask maybe why pile one had to have this lesson? Why did pile one have to endure this? Whew. Lessons and blessings. It's kind of like what I was saying, you know, what you gain from it. Like, I really believe our lessons are our blessings eventually. That's how we alchemize them. It is for our highest good. Karmic relationship. There's something you had to learn in this lifetime. Maybe you've brought it in from another life if you believe in that stuff. If not, it's this life that it had to run its course. It was something that was destined. It had to be. It was written in the stars before you got here, unfortunately, good or bad. But the blessings of this story are coming and you're going to be able to see it. Maybe you had to clear some karmic stuff. Either way, time is the present. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new year next year. So maybe if this story hasn't quite ended yet, it might be nearing its end, like I said. And or it's time to just rest up before you start cultivating a new season, harvest a new dream, harvest a new you. It's like it's maybe time to just settle into the ending of this story and start preparing yourself for the next chapter. That doesn't always have to fall on January 1. It's when you're ready. It might even happen before. So let's just get what Tarot has to say on this. What more can we ask of pile one? What do they need to know? Pile one. What is in the nearby future? What energies are coming in pile one's way? Ooh, 9 of Cups. Judgment, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Queen of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Let's go one more. The Hanged One. Bottom of the deck, the Emperor. It's like this chapter changes you forever. I feel like the cards are reconfirming what I said earlier. It has been a wake-up call, and it's flipped your perspective, and it will change you forever. Whatever this story is, and I would love to hear it if you'd like to share it with me in the comments, but whatever it is, it's flipped you. Not only has it taken you out of the situation, but it's flipped your perspective forevermore. You're forever changed by this story. But what is amazing about it is that the growing pains that you had to go through, it actually completely anchors in Queen of Wand energy, Queen of Pentacles. It's like it inspires you to start dreaming possibilities. It's like, can I bridge the two versions of me that is abundant and passionate? It's like, it's building your spark, but it's like, it's not fleeting. It's like so anchored into your journey now. It's like wish fulfillment is so much more possible now. It's like you're able to, I keep using the word anchor, but it's like you really ground it. It's earthed. Exactly. Here we go again. It's earthed. It's like once you decide finally that this chapter is closed and you sever it, whether it's intentionally in the 5D for now, where you are now, and until it finds its way to the 3D, when you start collapsing that timeline, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like things just take control and charge, and you're no longer the same person. You almost don't recognize yourself in the future, but people are starting to see it. People are starting to see your manifestations. It's like this. She's wearing glasses too. It's like oh my God, it's like, you know how I was saying, it's sort of you're stuck in fight or flight or in survival with your base chakra, shit colored glasses, like no place to be, right? But not you now. It's almost like it's like you already know what your wishes are. You already know them. It's just been an emotional thing. It's not been grounded yet. But I feel like with Page of Pentacles, and I feel like because we put a timeline on the end of 2024, something has already started to manifest, and you're starting to look at it through your heart chakra and also your future, like third eye vision, your higher perspective, your intuition's like tuned in, because you've elevated yourself out of this base chakra survival, fight, flight, flee, fight, flight, freeze, fragmented fawn phase. So it's like you're starting to own yourself. It's like you've done the healing, and you're going to start making the rules. But people start to see it. People are starting to recognize the journey you've come from, and it's going to start getting mirrored back to you. You're going to know you're on the right path because there's been some recognition, some victory in the fucking flip that you've done. Like, it's so epic, the journey you've been through, that, like I said, it was lessons and blessings. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's so true. It's like you've completely flipped the script on the story. And even if you're not fully there yet, like I said, it's on the way. And it's just you to remember who you are. These are the two versions of you that you are: Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. It's been a wake-up call for you. And yeah, there's no going back. So let's just see if there's any warning on sabotage program. Yeah, judgment. So the wake-up call is that for whatever reason you have felt judged. It's almost like you've been judging yourself, whether it was right or wrong, and it's affected your commitment to you. And that would just be a little warning that as much as people are going to recognize your evolution. And it's nice to get that validation sometimes. It's that you don't need it from others, just like you don't need others to squash your dreams either. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? So it's always like, it's nice for the encouragement of it and to be aware of it and to, lean on it when you need to. But just remember, a lot of the story that we do is, it's always kind of solo. Some of our stresses are solo, and it's a journey that we have to tap in and use our own resilience to. And, that sustainability that we were talking about, that's where you've grown your wings. So it's, yeah. Just judge yourself in the kindest way and forget any other judgment, external or perceived, in your own view. It's a game of you. It's a game of one sometimes. We don't always like to hear that, but it's our story. It's our journey, and it's us that have to learn to love ourselves first. We have to pick ourselves first. Let's get a final message for pile 1. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. Didn't that come up before? Softening to love. It's safe to soften. Pile 1, it's time to take the armor off. It's got you so far. It's been there when you've needed it. You've relied on your survival skills, your resilience, your perseverance. And now it's time to lighten the load and start breathing again for new life. And you're ready, you're there. And a little warning, it's going to take charge pretty fast. So get ready, pile 1. But it's going to be a hell of a ride, and it's going to be super fun. Okay, thanks, pile 1. See you in the next video. Okay, hi, pile 2. The power of serenity now. Pencil it into your schedule. What's been happening, pile 2? I feel like have you been forgetting to check in with yourself? I mean, this is a check-in reading, so I guess you're privy to it now. So I guess you've been getting the calling. Have you been playing too much, or have you been overworking yourself, overwhelming yourself? Let's see, what do you need to schedule in? Okay, let's get some messages for pile 2 for towards the end of the year. What does pile 2 need to hear right now? Let's get an oil just so I can tune into your emotional energy. An oil for pile, oh, thank you. Rosemary, wise warrior, transforms negative power, brings in your inner warrior and the courage to say no. Tell me I was wrong, pile 2. Tell me that you haven't been scheduling yourself to check in. Tell me you've been fighting other people's stuff. Tell me you are very good at looking after everyone else except for not so well yourself. Let's see. Oh God, that smells so nice. It doesn't quite smell like rosemary. It smells almost like weirdly on the... Oh, no wonder, because it's cedar wood. I was like, that doesn't smell like rosemary, but why did you need that? Okay, let's have a little look. You know what? I'm actually going to look up the book because that's strange that I picked the wrong one up. I say wrong, but it's obviously something you need to hear. So let me just get The Blossoming Heart by Robbie Zeck. But let's see if I can get a message that resonates for you. Cedarwood. Courage, cautious. You must do the thing you think you cannot do. Eleanor Roosevelt. Subtly embedded in the woody fragrance of cedarwood is the resonance of courage. The grounding quality of cedarwood brings recognition of safe passage, enabling you to fully embrace the next phase of your life. If you are erring on the side of caution and ignoring an important call to a new, different, and inspirational way of living, then dare to stretch your wings and move forward in life with courage. It often requires considerable courage to rework the patterns of our lives, and cedarwood brings strength and commitment to that desire. Deeply consider and contemplate your soul's journey where healing and higher learning has occurred. Are there some courageous conversations you need to have and that will recreate your personal destiny? Where does your courage rest within you? What gives you the courage to take action? I embrace my courageous heart. Wow. Pile 2. Interesting. Your courageous heart, you wise warrior, transforms negative power, brings in your inner warrior and the courage to say no. So I say that was not accidental, and that is there a courageous conversation you need to have? Pencil it into your schedule. Okay, wise warrior, what is it that we need to get you on board to? Is this a conversation you have to have? What have you postponing? What have you found yourself? I feel like with the two goldfish, or is it the koi goldfish? Could it be a relationship, romantic or otherwise? Is it something in your close proximity that, let's see what the cards say. Let's have a card for pile 2. What messages can you help with pile 2? Okay. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Activated earth. Power places, ley lines. Trust where you're led. Okay. Pile 2. Trust the timing. Schedule it in. Whatever you think's best. But time is not running out, however, but it is time to trust your feels. Trust where you're led. It's been activated. It might need courage, but you are a warrior. You're a warrior for everyone else. There's something you may need to say no more to. So let's see where this goes. Can we have more messages for pile 2? They keep coming out in double cards, these readings. Quite interesting. Ooh, slow and steady, stuck in the mud. 1224. Kind of feels like that, right? When you have to schedule something in, it means that, and we're talking about timing. I mean, there's very little movement and stuck in the mud, so you obviously might be, that's where you're at right now. It's like you have to listen to that little birdie, like it's that nudge. I mean, even look at this elephant energy. It's such a wise warrior vibe, isn't it? Like, you obviously are a very special person, pile 2. You're powerful, you are courageous. It just is asking you to be courageous for yourself. And slow and steady might be the way. The power that you yield for others, but you don't need that much power for yourself. You just need almost like, it's like snail energy, or like just tiny energy to start, finding this new story that you're looking for towards the end of the year. Oh my God, even like I'm thinking of December and 24th of December. It could also be the end of 2024. I feel like there's definitely a message there. Schedule it into your diary. Christmas Eve. Wow. Okay, pile 2, there's definitely something on the way. Trust the wave you came in on. Fire. Let go of emotional upheaval and embrace the renewal of the present. It does seem like an ending of something, right? It's an ending of a situation that just doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't mean that it's like a permanent ending, but whatever the version of it is that you're living in, the conversation you need to have, it has to happen. You have no choice. And that's why you're getting the element of fire. It's like giving you this power to go with it. And even if it might be a heated conversation, it doesn't matter. Trust that the heat is going to burn away what doesn't serve you right now. That sometimes those hard, courageous conversations need to be had. And in the heat of the moment, it can feel intense, but it needs to happen. Okay, what else can we find out for pile 2? Why is this happening to pile 2? What can we share? Just move these along. Bottom of the deck is authority figures. It makes me wonder if the situation you find yourself in is a situation that you feel you've endured because you've worried about what the consequences of the loss would be. And it might be either a past life feeling or of like a, before you incarnated on this soul contract, or it's maybe even in this life, an earlier version of you where you've kind of had to build the endurance and this courageous warrior, because it's always just been you against the world. And maybe the situation you've kind of not allowed yourself, but you've taken this moment to be part of something, but it's been maybe out of fear of loss as opposed to for your highest good. Maybe you've endured much more than you've probably needed to, just trying to make fudge happen. And it's not that it was futile. You needed to learn these lessons to grow to be who you are now. It's almost like a way of you evolving as you are into an older version of yourself, more powerful version of yourself. But underneath all of that is the fear of loss, even if it's a situation that's not good for you. Losing it feels like the reason why you've held on to it for so long. But I feel like it's time. It is time. It's you've been led here, but you're activating a higher version of yourself now. And this situation hasn't been going anywhere good. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a permanent ending. If this don't make this reading fit. Just, take what resonates and leave the rest. But I feel like it's time for you to honor your own power, because people have been resting upon your good nature. They have almost siphoned a lot of your power. It's made you feel depleted, overwhelmed, and whatever this courage to say no to the situation, whichever conversation needs to have, even if it's heated, even if you feel like you might lose everything, it's much better than losing yourself into this energy stuck in the mud where time just keeps moving along. And I guess at the end of the year, it's time to it's time for some sort of action, pile 2. Only you will know what that is. Okay, so we have the Hermit, Justice, 5 of Cups, Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Fool, and Queen of Wands. Yeah, I mean, it's like you need time by yourself. It's like you just need to recalibrate who you are. It's like tuning into you, just spending time with yourself, finding out what you really need, or maybe you've been doing that, and that's why it's been so overwhelming, because you're so far detached from who you are, and that's why it feels so overwhelming, because your higher self is trying to embody who you are fully, and when we're so severed from who we are, that's why it feels so shit. Like it's almost like you've been turning a blind eye to the situation for too long, but now like the blindfold's ready to come off, and you've started to see the disappointment in the situation and how you just couldn't. I think it feels like a breakup, this reading, but if that's not your situation, don't make it fit. But I might just use it to help perhaps explain it a little. But it's like you started off as a pair and it's just that it's starting to separate. There's been too many. It's been so misguided. It's like trying to make these two this unity, it just hasn't worked. The balance has been off. There's been either a power imbalance, either because you've given your power away, or you're too good for this situation. It's that you are almost playing beneath you. I do feel like the power imbalance here is also another indication. And yeah, I mean, you're disappointed. Like you've been holding on to it because there's been a past, there's been a shared experience, but it's kind of a losing battle. It's not fulfilling. It's leaving you depleted. It's feeling you overwhelmed. So it's time to have this conversation. I feel like because of this power imbalance, it's like you're playing again, with energies that don't match yours. I feel like you're the King of Pentacles here, and the Knight of Cups is kind of what you're hoping for. You're hoping for a much more loving relationship, but it just feels immature. It feels unworthy again. I feel like it just feels fleeting, and it might have lasted long enough up until this moment in time, but I almost feel like maybe you're even financially supporting this relationship. It's like you're always having to be the parent, and maybe that's part of your history, your experience of always having to lead, be that wise warrior. But really, at the end of the day, it just feels out of balance. It does not feel like the Two of Cups energy. It's not what you hoped and aspired to. And sometimes I feel like the timing's not running out. So I'm even getting this feeling of, like, if you want to build your own family, maybe that means the most to you right now, that this relationship doesn't feel like it's going to head in that direction. Again, it's like, it's not swimming with the current. The ley lines, like, it's not, it's not happening. You're not in the same wavelength. And although you've met up for a time, that was for both your highest goods. It had to happen. The bravery and the courage, or the conversation you need to have, is to maybe, I don't want to say call it, but something has to give in this situation. It's like, again, another power imbalance. It's like, how do you suffer fools gladly anymore? It's just, and maybe you mean no harm to this other party. Maybe it hasn't, been that bad, and the judgment you have on yourself is that you want more, and having the permission to ask for more is feeling hard for you, but it's all that you're worthy of. This young, fun energy or immature energy, like I said, it's kind of gone in the past, and I feel like you are letting it go and send that relationship with love and hope that they find their right match, but it doesn't seem like it's a match for you. And once you have this hard conversation, you start to ignite your own flame, and Queen of Wands energy starts to reveal itself, and you start to build your confidence, and you start going back to who you are, and it's a much more empowered version of who you were before. Instead of it depleting you, it actually elevates you. Let's see if there's been a sabotage program that's worked against you up until now. Something to be aware of. Why have you maybe allowed it to happen, or happened to continue too long? What was it that you needed to be aware of to move on? Bound. Codependency. Guilt. Feeling that you owe them something. Just feeling bound by some of your trauma as well, that you kind of kept hoping for the best. You kind of like attached yourself to the story, hoping that, like I said, you would kind of ride that wave, trust the wave, but now it's a different time and something needs to give. Pile 2. Yeah, this is a hard one. It's a hard one. Endings are hard, but the best thing about endings is new beginnings. And once you activate this conversation, there's no going back, because you already know it's coming. You've just been stuck in the mud about it. But it's time to untie yourself. Pick you. You may need some solo time for a while to regroup. But just because the option's in front of you doesn't mean it's the best option for you. And you know what? I'm not telling anything you don't know. So let's get a final card for pile 2. The Thorn. Protection, boundaries, clear communication. The Fertile Void. Secret beginnings, potency, patience, rest, inner winter. Yeah, look, pile 2, it is going to be a thorn in your side until you action it. I feel like you have to. There's no getting around it. You've come to this reading for a reason. I'm sorry if you don't like the advice, but I feel like, some brutal honesty has had to come your way from a perfect stranger. But you know it, and you'll do your best. And just remember, the new beginning is so much more inspiring than the same old ending. And if you feel like maybe there is a time where your biological clock is ticking, you're thinking of your future in terms of children, family, yeah, I feel like there's a message there as well. Okay, pile 2, I wish you well. I hope this helps. And yeah, I'll see you in the next reading. Okay, hi, pile 3. Tick tock, tick tock. Take a 5-minute mental vacation. Okay, so pile 3, we're obviously looking at towards the end of the year, just a bit of a check-in, see where you're at. Seems like you're perfectly have a lot of disdain right now. You're not feeling the vibe. You're like over it. So let's see if we can get some messages for you. Just going to start with oil to tune into your emotional energy for pile 3. Pile 3. Thank you. Bergamot. Illumination. Instills a feeling of young at heart, optimistic and carefree. Number 1. I like it already. Okay, smells amazing. Okay, pile 3. Are you looking for inspiration? What's happening? Like, what is happening for pile 3? Do you feel like time is running out? You're obviously not particularly happy. I mean, what was it? Looking for a 5-minute mental vacation. Okay. Let's see. Pile 3. Called, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Let's see if I can get one more, because all the other readings have 2. Thank you. Messenger, serious energy. Bring in harmony and balance. Messenger, cold. Okay. You know, if you were looking for inspiration, pile 3, if you're fed up with your current situation, you're being called and you need to walk through this portal. There's a new portal coming by the end of the year. It's time to step up. Soul gifts and training. So whatever you've been feeling that you've been ignoring, it might be time. And I feel like we all do this. I feel like we just always think, just bang my head. It's almost like spirit is trying to bang your head. It's like we've been sending you the whispers. We've been sending you the the calls. We're now sending me, Martina, the messenger, to help you figure this out. It's time. It's like whatever you need in this reading, hopefully you'll get it. Hopefully it'll be loud and clear. But the reason you're so disillusioned, I guess, right now, it's that you're not necessarily on the right track. Not that we're ever on the wrong track, but it might be time for a little detour back onto a higher timeline for yourself. So let's get more advice for pile 3, please. 2 cards. Intention 22 and commitment 36. You know, with soul gifts and training, it's like, you know what they are. You've sort of been nesting it for a while, but the problem is it's like everyone else can see them, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're still doing the intention part. There's not been much action, and it seems like there might be a wavering commitment to it. And it might even be some sort of partnership even, or even just a partnership with yourself. It's like you're really good at the intention, but not so good at the commitment. And maybe they need to have a bit of a marriage as well. It's like you have to integrate. It's almost like bringing harmony and balance into your own energy. It's like as if these soul gifts are something that the 3D world might not recognize, or hasn't been. I just feel like the world is getting better at intuition. It's getting better at recognizing the unseen. And I feel like that illumination is happening for a lot of us. And I feel like you've had it for a while. It's just that you've kind of been sort of trying to make a wish, but maybe it hasn't grounded. And so it's like tick tock, tick tock. It's like maybe you try it for 5 minutes, but you can't seem to ground it. Or maybe it's that you need to recognize that intention's not enough. There might need to be some actionable steps that you might need to take, and maybe it's now the time to do it. So if it's TikTok, I'm getting fed up with it not happening, or if you're on the wrong path, in the wrong job, in the wrong, chapter, then this is a time to recalibrate and set your intention, but then take 1 or 2 small actionable steps to get it rolling. Because everyone can see it. It's like you are standing head and shoulders above so many others. People probably even look up to you for wisdom. And I feel like you're not dispensing it in the right way for it to be accessible to others. And it's almost like you are a messenger as well. You have been called, and time hasn't matched up so far. But like at the stroke of midnight, it's like this pumpkin either changes into something else, or it's like it hatches into a new beginning, and you get to decide what that's going to be, and then harness that commitment towards it. But let's see if we can get more messages, and I hope this is making sense, pile 3. But we're in the ethereal right now. You are perhaps a light worker, so it's been hard to make those tangible steps because you do understand the invisible world. But the real world needs these gifts more than ever. And that's why it's like, it's going to bang you on the head otherwise. Literally, like my head just happened. It's like, and maybe this is even your spirit guides talking. It's like, fuck this shit. Like, when will she or he get the message? Just like, okay, let's create a tarot reading for her that she might stumble across while she's scrolling away. So let's hope this reading finds you, pile 3. I'm a baby channel, so if you find it, then you really were working against all the odds. So let's just trust in the universe that this is a message you need to hear. Oh my God. Bottom of the deck, abundance, but proposal. A romantic or business opportunity is indicated. Okay, pile 3, you're listening, because now I want to bang your head, because look, 9, commitment. Look at the echo and the clarification and the double message just for you. 2. There's something here that you need to commit to, whether it's a person, an event, a business, a situation, your journey, commitment to yourself. I've got chills, but I'm not even entirely sure why, but I feel like you know why. So I'm just going to keep going with it, but it's time to step up, make that commitment. You've set the intention repeatedly. Need to make an actual proposal. Maybe it's a business proposal. Maybe you actually have to put your hat in the ring. Maybe it's a marriage. I don't know. Okay. We have one more card of why this has been such a shit show for pile 3. Why has it been so annoying that traction hasn't occurred? What's been the lesson? Whew. Not sure how I am going to interpret these for you, pile 3, but maybe there is a little hidden message in there for you. But I think, you know what I think? I think it's that your gifts are like ancient old, lifetimes before. It might even be the fact that you are religious. Maybe some of your gifts are in tandem with Bible, some sort of religion with the Bible. Maybe it's a commitment to a religion. Maybe it's to be too extreme that you haven't trusted it enough. But I feel like, the world is definitely waking up. There's definitely a shift in religious studies. There's obviously a big story with dark stuff right now. It seems to be getting highlighted on the world stage. So whatever it is, you will know more about these messages than I do. I just needed to show up and pull the cards for you, for your own intuition to tap into. But you kind of know what this is. It's you're having to make some sort of commitment to a faith, a spiritual outlet. It's definitely spiritually driven. So you attach the label that you need on what that's about. But the gifts you hold are ancient old, and you've brought them into this world. And I think you've just been waiting for the 3D world to go, when am I ready? When is it my turn to get on stage or illuminate these gifts? It's like you have been trying, but you've kind of just looked at it going, it's not time yet either. So you've been frustrated from the human side, but it hasn't been time anyway. But maybe it is now time. By the end of the year. Okay, let's get some tarot cards just to get deeper meaning into the message. Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, the Magician, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Seven of Wands. I want one more. 7 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Pentacles. I feel like I want to separate them here. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles is like, even she's sitting on a safe and she doesn't have the combination. And I feel like that's you. I feel like you've been waiting for the codes to get downloaded, waiting for a way to somehow dispense this gift. That's why you're still sitting on a full egg. It's like you're not sure how to crack the code. That's why you've been thinking so much about it. I feel like your team around you, I'm going to say your spirit guides, I feel like with wearing white, it's like they've been trying to channel messages through you to you. It's not the receivership, the receiving of it hasn't been quite, it's like the internet's down. It's like you haven't been able to cipher it just yet. It's like you're still there. You're waiting, you're ready, you know you've been called, you know that you're just waiting for this message to start. But I feel like it's going to happen, because I feel like however you get the algorithm on how to be you, once it downloads, it's going to be very quick and grounded work. So you're going to be working within the magic realm, but you're going to be able to ground it in a 3D for the rest of us. So however that plays for you, you know that you have to work in another dimension, but you also know that you're able to bring it in for the rest of us to receive, to work with, to... It's almost like you help people find their own sovereignty somehow. And the reason you're able to help them find that sovereignty is because you've had to also commit to yourself, or make a commitment to your guides to do the work. And once you do that, once you set the intention, but with some steps, like I said before, it starts to get downloaded. It just feels like the algorithm just kind of permeates through you, and you're able to dispense it somehow. And the reason that, like it's been hard up until this point is because you've been stuck procrastinating and you haven't been making that decision. It's like you've been in 2 worlds, the 5th dimension, the 3rd dimension, and the 3rd dimension starts to overwhelm you, and it burden you with its like constant reality check of that it's not happening. It's like return to sender almost. It's like you kept putting these 22 intentions out, but it's just been failed. The delivery just hasn't happened for whatever reason. And then you've got the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. And it's like, I think with manifesting as well, you have to have, yes, clear intention, but you also have to have that commitment. So you have to look at your boundaries. It's almost like you have to jump into the abyss without the parachute first to learn to grow your dreams on the way down, or build your wings on the way down. So it's like, if it's like, fuck this shit o'clock, it's like, and you need a 5-minute mental vacation, it's almost like, start making small steps. If the small steps to like build this isn't happening quick enough, then you need to make some clear intentions with small steps to start cutting away what you don't want. If you're in a full-time job, can you do 1 day less? Can you do a little like culling of the life you don't like to make space for dreams and possibilities? Because you are going to have to dream it a little bit, but you're going to have to make space for it. And quite often we overwhelm our 3D world with all of the chaos, and we forget to make energetic space for new stuff to come in. And so before Christmas, maybe you can start working on those powerful intentions and creating your divine yeses and creating your divine no's. It's always very important to know what we don't want in our life as well as what we do want. Let's just see if there is one major sabotage program that does hold you back that you need awareness to. independent. Isn't it funny? Independent, commitment, but you need to be in some sort of collaboration or unity with something, and you've been flying solo for some reason. So is there a team around you? Is there a counterpart around you? Or in the 5D world, don't fly this one solo for now. Don't feel you need to do it all. Like I said, you can work within different dimensions. So if you do feel solo on Earth, then maybe tap into some of these guides around you and trust the process, because it's time to step up. And the training has been here, the gifts have been given, and now it's time for you to master those gifts. The magician that you are. So let's get a final message for pile 3. I hope this has helped. I hope this has made sense to you. If there's been some gaps in it that I haven't been able to get for you, but you understood, I'd love for you to share them. If not, I do appreciate you watching. And the final message for you is the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. Yeah, that feels better. That feels better than shit o'clock and mental breaks and, just in flow, alignment, intention, but alignment, harmony. Yeah, you know the work. You know the work, pile 3. Cut away your no's, manifest your yeses, and trust yourself and the downloads that you receive. So thanks for watching, pile 3, and I'll see you in the next reading.